Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me again. Last episode I talked about how I wanted to share a bit about where I've come from and where I'm going. So today I'm going to share with you a bit about where I've come from. So it starts in 2014, 7 years ago. I started getting a bit of back pain. It was just a bit tense and a bit sore, and it wasn't too bad. I went to America and worked at a summer camp, and at the end of the trip I came back and my back was really painful and I had this leg pain. So I went to the doctor and he gave me an x-ray and said that I had an abnormal looking spine. And then he sent me to a surgeon, and I tried to get into the surgeon. It was a bit of a wait to get in to see him. So I went to a physio. I did lots of exercises, and they thought that maybe the exercises would help, but they didn't really help. My pain was just getting worse and worse. I went to other physios, they gave me exercises and the pain was still getting worse and worse. Eventually I saw the surgeon and he did some extra tests, and he found that I'd ruptured my lower two discs in my back and that I was probably going to need surgery. Well, he said the chance of recovery without surgery was less than 1%. So I was pretty keen I wanted to go with him. The day before I saw him, I actually saw a neurologist, and she said that I had the back of a 40-year-old and that I should lie down and pretty much kiss away my career as a HPE teacher, and that I should just take it really easy and rest up for the rest of my life. Thankfully, I didn't listen to her and I went with the surgeon. It was going to take a few months to get the surgery. So in the meantime, they said, stay active. And I said, can I keep surfing? And they said, yeah, that's fine. So I was out surfing, and one day a wave just caught me off guard and ripped my neck back, and I went flying, and I came up and my neck was really sore and stiff, and it sort of recovered after a few days, but then it got sore and stiff again, and every time I put my head down it hurt. So at this stage I had all this lower back pain, I had all this leg pain, all this neck and head pain. It was pretty awful, and my physio said that my whole body was just really sensitive and that after the surgery it should all calm down. So I was really hopeful that would be the case. I remember I was just lying on the floor a lot. I had to stop teaching. I remember going to the creek in the middle of winter to swim in the icy cold water because the pain was just so severe in my body, and that was the only thing that would sort of numb it a little bit. So I got the surgery. That was a really painful process. Anyone that's been through surgery knows how it's not an easy process. My back pain was really bad and my neck pain and head pain sort of disappeared. But as I started getting more active, my neck pains came back, and my lower back pain was sort of getting better, but the neck pain was getting worse and the head pain. So at this stage I was really worried that I must have done something to my neck, because there was pain. So I thought there must be something physically wrong with my neck. So I was worried I might need neck surgery even after I'd been through back surgery, because, that's just the way I was thinking. I had a couple of bulging discs, and one of the physios even said, oh, you might need neck surgery. So I was really worried at this point, and I think I was so fearful. I went and saw, I had lots of pain for ages, and I went and saw lots of different people. I eventually found this physio who specializes in the head and the neck, and he gave me a diagnosis and he explained it, and he started mobilizing my neck and desensitizing it, and that seemed to really help. I think I really believed what he was telling me, and so my neck was getting better and my head was getting better. I always wonder about the power of placebo and this idea that you can believe in something so much and as a result you get better. So I love this idea. I just don't know if it's always long term, these effects, because I did get better and my back pain got better and my leg pain got better, and I had almost a year at teaching again where I didn't have too much pain. And so I thought, everything's good. But then I went on a surfing holiday and the neck pain came back and the head pain came back and got stiff again. And I started to freak out again and worry about it. And I went back to the physio and he said, don't worry, you know, same problem as last time, we'll fix it again. And I worked with him for several months and the pain didn't get better. And eventually he told me, I think it's psychological and I think your anxiety around it is causing the pain. He also said, don't get anxious about being anxious. And I thought, okay, what am I meant to do with a comment like that? It's hard not to get anxious. I wanted there to be something physically wrong because then I could fix it. I didn't know how to fix my mind of anxiety. So that was stressful. I saw lots of different people's to get better, and I was put on lots of medication to try to help. I was put on lots of Panadol, Lyrica, ones to help me with my sleeping, ones to help me with my mood. And the good thing was that some of those meds got me back to sleeping, which I was so grateful for. Anyone that doesn't sleep well, it's nice to get sleeping again. So usually I'm not a fan of medication, but sometimes I think it can help. So if you find that it does help you, then that's great. Just don't think it should always be the first approach or only approach. I was also put on so many medications that I thought would help me get rid of the pain. You know, you always think there's going to be someone, you know, as a kid you go to the doctor and they give you medication to get better, and so you always think there's going to be something that will make you better. And my psychiatrist always seemed to make me think there was a pill that would fix me. I remember I was even put on ketamine at one stage, which is actually a horse tranquilizer, and it didn't do anything to the pain. So it's crazy to think that your mind can be stronger than a horse tranquilizer. Another person, my mum was doing lots of research too, and she found this top guy in pain, Lorimer Moseley. He's considered a really well-known guy in Australia and worldwide, and he couldn't work with me because he was really busy, so he got me onto his associates, and what they do is they prescribe exercise as a way to help get rid of chronic pain. So I was put on this exercise regime, and it was gradual, lots of weights, lots of aerobic exercises, and I was doing that frequently, and it didn't really help with the pain, and I did that for many months and it didn't help with the pain. And I was really hopeful. I really thought this would be the thing that would help me. Every time I was so hopeful going into these things that this is the treatment for me, and just nothing seemed to work. I remember eventually I wasn't doing well at all, and I was just feeling hopeless, like nobody could help me, no one understood it properly, and I just felt like I'm not going to get rid of this, I'm never going to get better, and I've lost hope, and I tried to end it, but I didn't succeed, thankfully, and that made the pain even worse. I think the fear and everything just arced it up even more. Eventually Mum got me onto this psychologist who was really good. He taught me about meditation and mindfulness and present moment awareness, and it didn't help get rid of the pain, but it helped me cope a lot better with the pain. And I practiced that for so many years, along with breathing techniques and so many relaxation things. Once again, they didn't work with the pain, but they did help me cope a lot better. He also told me avoidance is one of the worst things you can do. And at this stage, I had stopped teaching because of the pain, and I had stopped exercising as much because it was really painful, and socializing because I was really depressed. And then when he told me this, I thought, okay, I've got to get back to those things. So I got back to exercise, I got back to teaching, I got back to socializing, planning my weeks as if I didn't have pain. I always had this motto, like, I'm not going to let the pain stop me from doing what I want to do, because I had come to realize, there was no damage there, I was safe, and that's what a lot of pain is these days. You know, there's not damage there, and you are safe to move, and movement is a great thing, and getting on with your normal life is a great thing. So that all helped, definitely, with helping me cope better. Many years ago, a friend said, you know, you've seen all these people, you know, have you done much of your own research? And I said, no, I haven't actually. Like, I was so trusting in all these professionals to give me the answers, but I soon found they didn't really have all the answers for me because I was still in so much pain, and they couldn't really explain or tell me that much stuff that made sense to me. So I decided to go looking for research, and I came across so much interesting stuff, and I really want to share it with you next episode, all the interesting stuff I've come across. So please, thank you for listening to my story, a bit of my story, and I really hope you continue to listen and refer anyone you know that might be struggling with any chronic condition, because they're definitely linked. I don't believe it's just a coincidence we have all these chronic conditions and no causes and no cures. I think there definitely is a cause and a cure. So stay with me. Thanks so much for listening. I'll catch you soon.